Hey guys, leftydrummerTyler here. Just another video going on today, and I'd like to start by doing another set of lessons. And I think it's important as jazz players, which I assume most of you guys are if you're watching this channel. It's important to understand that everything is based around triplets. At least in the swing field, of course, there's Latins, which are straight eighths, and rocks, and all that stuff. But yeah, for the most part, from a jazz swing perspective, it's all triplets, and it's important to have an understanding of how to use triplets in any way possible. Any subdivision of triplets, all the way from half note up until 16th note, and I think that's what I'm gonna explain today, and show a couple of different techniques and ways for you to develop independence using triplets on each of your limbs. So I'm going to begin by just talking about basically what is a triplet. It's just your most basic triplet is in one beat, the quarter note triplet, sorry, the eighth note triplet. In one beat there are 3 notes spaced evenly throughout that beat, and that's basically if you play, say 1, 2, 3, 4. Three beats per beat, or 3 notes per beat, divided evenly among that amount of space between one beat and the next. And that set of 3 beats can be divided smaller and larger based on how fast you play those 3 notes. If you start at one tempo and double them, obviously now they're going to be played twice as fast, and that's going from like an 8th note triplet to a 16th note triplet, going from a quarter note triplet to an 8th note triplet. And I'm going to demonstrate that now, going through the different major subdivisions of triplets from quarter note, or from half note up until 16 note triplets. So here, let's start at tempo 1, 2, ready. So that's the subdivision of the triplets. Now, I think a lot of people have trouble playing those slower triplets because there's a lot of space in between each note, and it's if you don't know exactly how to subdivide it, it's hard to pick out exactly where in the beat, where is that second triplet played, So the easiest way I found to think about subdividing smaller and faster triplets is, like I said before, you need to think that it's either twice as fast or half as fast from a set of triplets. So if you take quarter note triplets, which I think most people know from they're basically the most common, sorry, not quarter note, 8 note triplets. That's in like a set of 4/4. It's just 3 notes in one beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are your 8 note triplets. Now, to work down into well, faster is easier. Basically, if you're going triplet, 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 alternating your sticks, doing single strokes, just do that in one hand, and then alternate with the other hand, and that'll give you your 16 notes. So if I start with this, now I'll take the other hand off, and play this with one hand. basically the same principle that we're going to use to subdivide into less and less triplets, smaller and smaller rather, and then we'll start with those eighth note triplets again. That's going from eighth note to 16th note, which I just played. Now we'll go from eighth note down to quarter note. So if I'm starting with triplet, 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 all I do then is take every other note. You can either think of it that way or do the same principle that we did before, where you play half that in one hand and then fill in the gaps. So let me demonstrate. If you just play every other note, so we're going. Those are your quarter note triplets right there. Okay. So you just take every other beat. The easiest way to do that is just take off one hand. And then the other way to do it would be think about that it's half as fast, and then play every other note alternating sticks. So you So that's going down from eighth note to quarter note triplets. Then from quarter note triplets, you do the exact same thing. You take every other quarter note triplet, and you'll get your half note triplet. And this is one of the other like hemiola kind of triplets, because at least one of the most common ones, because it feels like you're really playing 3 beats spaced evenly over 4 beats. So in that sense, you could play 3/4 over 4/4 and not lose time. So time stays consistent, but your tempo changes to fit 3 beats in a measure rather than 4. So it's an interesting concept, and I'll make a video on that, on different hemiolas to play and everything coming up. But I just wanted to get a basic idea of triplets first, and the same goes for the quarter note triplets, where you're playing 6 beats over 4, you take that and then you turn that into an actual beat rather than 2 triplets, and then that becomes you're playing 6/4 over 4/4. But back to the half note triplets. So we're starting with the quarter note triplets. Measure half. Now, if you're one of those people that you don't really have a grasp on the quarter note, like exactly where the quarter note triplets fit in, that's going to be really tough to do, because when you're playing at that speed, it's very easy to misplace one of the triplets. Obviously the first one's easy because that's on the downbeat, but the second one is the tricky one. So I actually think for people that aren't competent with the quarter note triplets, it's actually easier to go back another step and go back to the quarter note triplet, or back to the eighth note triplets, sorry. From there, it would make sense that if you're taking every other note of a quarter note triplet to get the half note triplet, you're taking every 4 notes of a, every 4 notes of a eighth note triplet to get the half note triplet. So if you think about that, so then you're going to go triplet, 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 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3. You know, you have to take every 4, so it sounds a lot like this. Let's see. that's the basis behind the main subdivisions of a triplet. And in my next video, I'll go on and describe some other ways to play triplets. All right, thanks for watching.